Parents, thank you so much for being here today. Day 4 of our summer football camp, our final day on our tour. 62 days ago, we started this thing on June 8th, and now we're already at August 8th. So it's amazing how fast time goes in the course of our summer. Michigan summers are so short as it is, and hopefully you've had a good one, and we appreciate, again, you entrusting your children with us here this week. We'll go back on the offensive side of the football. It'll be better today in that we're outside for offense, and all day on Tuesday we're inside for offense. We'll be able to work on and develop some of the things that we built on Tuesday offensively. Our point of pride today is the word united. And united, to me, it's the most important one in terms of building a quality team, building a quality business, building a quality organization. All got to be on the same page. Everyone has to understand and do their job. And so that's one of the things we're going to try to convey to your kids today is that, our definition says this: our success depends on working together. And every teammate, employee, and fan has a role in our pride. We work tirelessly and unselfishly to put our team first, protect our home turf, improve our community, and rally our fans. And so if we are going to come out on top this year, if you know what I mean, we got to be, guess what, united. We've got to be together. And we're going to tell your kids that the most important team that they'll ever be on is your family. And everyone has to do their job within their team to be successful. Your kids have to do their chores. They have to do their job. You as parents are doing your jobs. You want that team to be as good as it can be. We've got to be united. We've got to be together. And so that's one thing we think the game of football teaches, is that when one person doesn't do their job, the whole team suffers. And so being united is what we're going to talk about today. And frankly, not to bring politics into it, and we're too divided as a country right now. We're too divided as a country, and that's why united is my favorite one, because when we all pull together, for those of you who are Lions fans, and hopefully most of you are, you saw what that Lions season did to our country, or our country. Our community, our state. It was really neat to see everyone coming together who are Lions fans. And that's what it can do. And it culminated, too. Yeah, we didn't get where we wanted to last year. But you know what? Detroit hosted the NFL draft. And boy, oh boy, was I so proud of our city and the way we came together and that experience as a whole. It was awesome to see, setting attendance records. And so it just goes to show you what you can do when you come together as one with a common purpose, a common goal. And so that's why I think my favorite point of pride is the word united. Today we're going to talk about why kids walk away from sports. Okay? 70% of these children out here, based on studies done by the National Alliance of Youth Sports, 70% of those children out there will walk away from organized sports by age 13. They'll leave organized sports by age 13, and here's why. Okay? Number one, stop being fun. Stop being fun. That was our number one purpose of conducting camp this week, and it always is, always will be. It's not making it fun. Okay? 6 out of 10 kids said they quit because they lost simply interest in the game. So another reason why kids walk away from sports is some kids feel physically, awkward. They think they lack the physical literacy. They're comparing themselves to others. Going back to day one, we talked to your kids about giving best effort. We talked on Tuesday about the elm tree of mastery, giving your best effort, making sure they're not comparing themselves to one another. Everyone develops at a different age and stage. And so you never know when a child's that light bulb's going to click on, they're going to take off. Okay? Sometimes they feel physically illiterate, because unfortunately there's a lack of physical education now in schools, or at least the time spent in the gymnasium being taught skills and drills, different sports, is being less and less in each and every week. Unfortunately, they maybe feel physically illiterate compared to others because there's a reliance on these things: tablets, phones, computers. All right? Kids aren't getting outside as much to play and doing things. Okay, so we have to, as parents, as coaches, just expose them to a whole bunch of different things when it comes to getting involved in sport, exposing them to different activities in different environments, exposing them to swimming and water safety sports, encouraging free play outside, which is what's going on right now, free play, okay? playing catch with your child, using different balls, different objects, things of that nature. Get them to experience a whole bunch of things so they can find the things that in sports that they like, finds the one they don't like, okay? Another reason why kids walk away from sport, parental pressure. Parents are too enthusiastic, too demanding, okay? Parents are reliving their sporting experience through their children. I hate to say this, but our youth sporting experiences are over. All right, we're done. Yeah, maybe we can play sports, pick up this, pick up that, pickleball, you name it, whatever. But bottom line, our youth sports experiences are done. Let them enjoy their own youth sports experiences. Let them go through the trials and tribulations, the highs and lows, the successes and failures of youth sports, okay? A lot of times the parental pressure is so demanding because they want their child to go on to earn that college scholarship, athletic scholarship. Your chances are greater that your child receives an academic scholarship than they are an athletic scholarship. Almost 1.1 million student athletes played high school football last year. 81,000 of those student athletes played football at any one of the 773 universities that play and host college football. So that's 7.4% of those played football at any level. Of those 7.4%, only just under 20,000 played at the Division I level, where you get your full scholarships. Okay, that's only 1.8% of the almost 1.1 million high school student athletes playing football. Of those almost 20,000 Division I players, 335 are invited to the NFL Combine, and only 257 were picked in the draft last year. All right, so that means that your chances are very, very, very slim to be able to play college football and earn scholarship money. Okay, Division II provides partial scholarships. Division III athletically doesn't provide any scholarship money. Okay, at least athletically. So we got to make sure we're that's not to say that your children shouldn't strive towards trying to earn that athletic scholarship. But we just have to look at the percentages and understand that if they're going to try to play at that next level, okay, the chances are very, very slim that they're going to be able to earn a full ride scholarship to go play football. Okay? Another reason why kids walk away from sport, I mentioned it yesterday. They dread the car ride home. They dread the car ride home. Don't be that parent that focuses on the result only. Why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? I always tell this story because I was that parent. I couldn't understand why my daughter sitting over there in tent there wasn't talking to me after the game. After a softball game, basketball game, I was asking her, hey, Taryn, why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? Did you see that opening right there? She was just zipped her mouth. Didn't want to talk about it. Couldn't understand why. You know what? I was the one focused on the who, what, where, when, and why. She had already moved on from the outcome of that game, what happened in that game. All right? But, so I was focusing on the result and how to try to make her better. And maybe that was just the coach in me. Maybe that was just the coach in me trying to help her grow her. But she didn't want to talk about it. Finally, I realized what I was doing. She didn't want to drive home with Dad. I'm going to go with Mom. Right? I get it now. I finally get it. All right? So don't focus on the results with your child. Focus on the effort. All right? And yeah, they might not receive or they might not get to their desired results. But if they can understand that everything worth working for is born of hard work, if they can understand the effort that needs to be put forward to get to a certain goal, to get to that level that they want to get to, they can understand that, that's not going to fail them in anything that they decide to do. Praise them for their effort, not the end results, okay? Kids walk away from sport. Another reason why, coaching. Coaching. How is the game being presented to your child? Is your child's coach registered and background checked? Is your child's coach knowledgeable about teaching youth development? Do they understand that's different to teach a 6-year-old compared to teaching a 12-year-old? Do they understand those things? Are they familiar with those age-appropriate guidelines and rules and drills and stuff? Do they promote a fun, safe culture? Are they modeling and encouraging a positive attitude? We've all seen those coaches who are cooler kickers and clipboard throwers and all those things. We've seen them all. We've seen those coaches who are yellers and screamers. Those things are driving kids out of sports. They're not having a good experience on the field. They're not coming back. And studies show that. In fact, research has shown that only 5% of children who play for a properly trained coach quit the next season, while 26% of those kids drop out, quit sports after playing for an inadequately trained coach. So here's my suggestion. I think you as a parent have every right to ask your child's youth organization, whatever they're involved in, what type of background, what type of experience does that coach have? I think you have every right to ask that question. And maybe, yeah, it might be the organization within your community. It's not as easy to go to another community play. I get all that stuff. I think you have every right to start to set and ask those questions, to set the standard, to let people know that those individuals that are coaching our kids oftentimes help them decide whether they want to be a part of that sport or not, because of the way the game is presented to them. So keep that in mind. Another reason why kids walk away from sports is sports specialization, focusing on one sport and one sport only on a year-round basis. Children who play multiple sports tend to be more physically developed than those who limit them to one sport. Athletes who play just one sport are 70 to 90% more likely to get hurt, overuse injuries, things of that nature. But here's the thing I think is the most important about promoting multi-sport athletes. It's the different relationships you build within the different sports you're a part of. It's the different relationships you build with the coaches. It's the different relationships you build with the players on that particular team in that particular sport. Not everyone who plays soccer is you have a soccer group, you have a softball group, you have a basketball group. It's been really neat to see. Really neat to see. This is no knock against those other sports. My daughter started playing soccer at a young age with a group of girls that are continuing to play soccer. Those girls have continued to play soccer, and they focus solely on soccer. There's nothing wrong with that. That's their choice. At one point in time, my daughter said, you know what, soccer's just not for me. That's fine. She's still friends with those soccer players, but now she's built friends in the basketball community and the softball community that are all different. That's what's great about youth sports. Multi-sport athletes can also benefit from those things by understanding competitions in different sports, but also building deeper and better relationships with other people in other sports, which I think is really neat. Okay. Another reason why kids walk away from sports is, frankly, the culture doesn't support older kids playing just for the fun of it. Seemingly, as you climb the ladder playing the game, whatever sport it is, there's more emphasis on winning. There's not a lot of opportunities for maybe kids that don't want to play high school football. There's not a lot of kids opportunities for kids just to play football, flag football it is at that level. Okay, and that drives kids out of playing the game of that particular game as well. And lastly, kids walk away from sports because simply there's a cost to be competitive, and some people are willing not to accept that willing to pay for it. And I'm not talking about the monetary cost. I'm talking about the cost, the commitment that it needs to take to get to the next level and to compete and so forth. And so those are some things, the reasons why kids walk away from sport. I just want you to be aware of those things and be observant of those surroundings and what what type of organization your child is involved in. Okay? Hopefully your children's coaches are making it a fun, a safe, a positive environment. One where they want to come back to practice every single day. Maybe I mentioned this before, but you know what? There's a reason why we end every single day with an NFL flag scrimmage here. Kids want to do it. Kids want to do it. They want to have fun doing it. But what oftentimes do you see at the end of a youth football practice or a high school football practice? What do you end up seeing? Conditioning, suicides, gassers, whatever you want to call them. Do you think after I've done 10 50-yard dashes, do you think I'm going to be somebody who wants to come back the next day? No. You got to want your kids coming back for more. And its coaches got to understand how to structure practice that way to get them to want to come back again. Or when you're driving them into the ground with conditioning, all right, that's on you, coach. Because you know what? If you're doing a good enough job during practice, you'd structure practice accordingly so that they were conditioned enough in practice so you don't have to do it at the end. All right, so practice planning is a big part of youth football development as well. Actually, any sport development as well. If you're not structuring the practice accordingly, you're not keeping the kids active accordingly, that's on you, coach. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, we got to find ways to keep our kids involved in sport. Last, I want to leave you with this. This is kind of lengthy, and I'm running late. All right, imagine that. I started on Monday with a little letter from a youth sports athlete to mom and dad. This I want to end with another letter. It's a thank you letter to thoughtful sports parents. This thank you letter is to the unsung heroes in youth sports who are oftentimes unnoticed, but their role is so very crucial. These are the thoughtful parents, the unsung heroes who form the backbone of every successful team. Their contribution may not involve planning team parties, breaking down the goals, or organizing travel. Although we appreciate those parents more than you'll ever know. Their help is of a different kind, quieter and in the background. It's about service, about thoughtfulness, it's about kindness. These parents are the ones who do the little things to transform a team into a family. And they do it without seeking the spotlight, typically working behind the scenes. These are the parents who notice that when the single mom gets stuck at work and can't make the game, or when a grandparent hasn't been showing up as regularly, or if one of the kids seems down a little bit lately, and they aren't the gossips of the busybodies, they're genuinely interested and concerned. They pay attention. They notice the subtle cues and observations most of us missed, choose not to see. Instead, they take action. They send video clips to the working mom missing the game so she can still feel connected to her child. They bring the extra water for the girl who inevitably forgets her own. They wait with the player whose parents consistently run late for pickup. They remember the kid who carpooled to the tournament with another family and didn't get a chance to get food between the games. They send updates to the dad who couldn't come to the game. They remember to ask coach if he wants a Starbucks. These acts may seem minor and inconsequential, but they resonate deeply. They send the message of compassion, unity, and support. They demonstrate to our children and our parents what it means to be part of a community. That's why I talk about the word united today. To look out for one another, to extend kindness without expecting anything in return. In a world where we're often focused on individual achievements, their actions remind us of the power of teamwork, not just among the players, but the parents as well. They show us that we work together and support each other. We create an environment where our children can have and thrive both on and off the court, where they feel safe and they know that another adult has their back. So to all the sports parents who embody this spirit of generosity and compassion, thank you for your tireless dedication, unwavering support, and willingness to go the extra mile. You may not receive trophies or accolades, but know that your impact is immeasurable. You are shaping not just better athletes, but bottom line, better human beings. Okay? Thank you for being sports parents. Thank you for being an integral part of our Detroit Lions summer football camp program. I hope you had a good time. I hope your kids have had a good week. I hope you've been able to take something from these conversations. And believe me, that's all they are. They're conversations. And again, as I said at the beginning of the week, I'm not here to tell you how to parent. That's your job. All right? But what I do know is there's some things I've learned along the way as a parent, a sports parent myself, that I simply want to share to hopefully try to make your youth sporting experience as a parent a better one involved. So hopefully this is something you can take and spread on. Transform. We try to transform the people we see in front of us, and I want you to help us mobilize this message. Help us mobilize this message to your communities, to your sports programs, and so forth. Okay? Last thing I'll leave you with this is my parent challenge for today. Take something from this week and use it to better your situation. Take one thing, all right? Pass it on to somebody else. Share these ideas, share these concepts. How we can make a better youth organization, a better experience for our family. Here are my parent points to ponder. Okay? Your children, your kids desperately need your guidance and direction. Don't make it difficult for them to find it. Okay? The greatest gift you as parents could give your child is simply your belief in them. Your belief in them. Your kids have been great all week long, and we appreciate you being a part of what we do here. We will have our awards ceremony at roughly 11:35, 11:37, right here in the corner of the field. If you're interested, come on back. Well, hopefully you're interested because you got to pick up your kid, right? All right. Come on back, and we'll get that going at about 11:35, 11:37, right in there. Okay. Parents, let's bring it on in. Here we go. Thank you very much for being here. One pride on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, parents. Thank you. Here's